No offense, but you played your carry poorly. You had double the souls of Ivy, and not even close to half the KDA. The numbers alone tell me you're playing Anchor, else you'd have more than 2 assists. Past 20 minutes, if you're playing carry properly, you should be winning team fights and picking people off easily. These are all real comments I received regarding this match I played. Are they right? Have I been playing carry wrong this whole time? I'll show you the game, and you can decide. Here's the build I'm using on screen if you're interested in using it. Ivy and Wraith are both very weak laners. We're against Mirage and Lash? Yikes. Lash normally isn't a very strong laner, but when he has someone powerful to enable him, he can be very oppressive, and Mirage does exactly that for him. This is a very dangerous matchup for us, and it'll be important to manage the wave properly. The match isn't off to an ideal start, with our Mo and Crow perishing, followed shortly by Bebop. It's important to stay focused though, or else I'll be next. Only a minute later, and Vindicta dies, and then Maurice again. Vindicta tells Bebop to swap to yellow because she refuses to play with Nunu and Mo and Krill. Some choice words are thrown around, so I meet everyone except Ivy. Oh boy.
Wraith, we can be super aggressive in one wave. I'm gonna buy Tesla here in a sec.
Sounds like the only opportunity we might have to make something happen in this lane, and with how dire things are looking, I'm eager to try to make a play happen. After noticing Lash overstep, I see this as the best opportunity to be aggressive with Ivy's Tesla power spike and ult him. We do our best to burst him down, but one of my cards goes on a magical journey into a minion, rather than onto the Lash, so he survives. Mirage Ultra Instinct parries my late melee. Not really, it was pretty obvious, and we vibe check each other before backing off. Really, I was just trying to make sure he can't kill Ivy after the failed play on the Lash. I'm looking to shred the wave as usual, but overstep his Lash is able to ult me. It's all good though, because I have teleport, right? We've lost both our Guardians, so Pocket is just salivating for ours, and we lack the squeeze to stop them. We both die as a result of this roam. I definitely could have seen this coming and played safer to prevent this outcome. I need to work on my ability to adapt to unusual game states. Mandates. It's looking doomed. We're down 11k souls in just 6 minutes, and they have the Guardian Flex slot while we've taken none. Warden has over 8k souls, and unless our opponents make significant mistakes, we're about to take an L. When you have these stressful games, it's important to focus on your win conditions. We have comeback mechanics in play. It's time to go on a farming montage, to become the 2k souls per minute Wraith we all dreamed to be, and swerve away from the cliff dive towards defeat. Side laning in yellow is the best way I can play towards our win conditions, which are currently solo farm for me and comeback earn for our team, as well as the Guardian. While farming the wave, I don't notice Flash's grapple appear over one of my minions, and get slammed for most of my health. I use my ultimate as a squidding, oops, and then Warden shows up from the side as well, and I narrowly escape to my base on low health. In that time I have to base, they demolish my poor innocent Yellow Walker. Well played by the Warden and Lash to focus on yellow. Whether by accident or good understanding, they've denied us the opportunity to pick up the urn. While I definitely played this suboptimally, I don't think it was ever realistic for me to solo defend against Warden and Lash. And Warden is so ahead of me. At most, I can only delay him. Curl and Mo are putting on a last stand for our Blue Walker. Luckily, Wraith can essentially get free kills on overextended heroes who don't have any way to avoid her ult. Bye bye, Infernus. After killing him, we take the Blue Guardian. Just one more to go. He has no regard for her life and holds W right into me. A quick free kill and the game is starting to actually become a bit close again. They're trying to run Urn. Time to launch that Yellow Guardian. With Mikhail, I'll easily 1v1 anyone who contests me. My team just needs to stall for a bit so I can push the wave there. However, once I push the wave there, both Haze and Infernus show up to contest me. This is actually really good because, while both of them being here means I will not be able to take the Guardian, my team is able to win the fight 5v4. Wraith does nothing and wins. Just pushing this wave put pressure on the enemy in such a way that I created lots of space for my team. Unfortunately, my team wants to ARM it down green for their walker, and I'm left to defend yellow and blue solo. I'm stuck in a trolley problem where I need to divert the train onto my base guardians or the walker. Sadly, the walker must go because Infernus at this point in the game is significantly stronger than me while my ult isn't up, and I don't think I can solo defend against him. If I had saved my ult from earlier and survived, it's likely I could have killed one of them, although greeting it would have been dangerous. I should have pinged for my team to defend blue much sooner, since there was tunnel visioned on green, and it's not possible for me to defend both. What do you think I could have done better here? Yippee! I got the yellow guardian. Lash wants to run the urn. I'd prefer if they didn't. But Pocket is a huge pain. They can briefcase my ultimate, and if I get afflicted, it's pretty likely they can just kill me. This is one of the worst hero matchups. In hindsight, I can teleport to Lash and ult him to force the urn to be dropped. However, if Vindicta doesn't come to help, I'll just die, so it would have been very risky. Sometime later, my team starts fighting between green and blue. Back to yellow I go, down the yellow brick road. This time, Mirage and Infernus show up to defend, so my team should have a numbers advantage in that fight unless Mirage teleports. My team gets a few nice picks, but they're too staggered and we fail to get anything from them. As is a recurring pattern for this game, I'm pushing yellow and my team starts fighting blue. I have infinite damage with Spellslinger, and I recognize that at this point, if my team dies, the enemy team will do mid, so I make sure to kill the wave and then run over. I'm able to use my ult to kill Haze, although she manages to dagger me right before it hits her, and it takes some time to catch up and finish her off. Pocket afflicts our whole team and hits me with their combo, so I'm unfortunately forced out of the fight. I could have played that better, although this was largely poor team coordination. Only one person at most needed to chase Haze, not our whole team. I'll be more mindful in the future to not allow my team to excessively grip on top of me like this. This is ultimately what leads to Pocket having an easy affliction on everyone, and the fight being lost. Unfortunately, however, my minions from earlier nibble away at their yellow walker. Their waves are so bad thanks to my effort that they can't do mid-boss. There is no significant change in soul lead, so we have another shot to win a fight. Our team is late to respawn as the enemy picks up and starts running urn. However, I'm here on green and I decide to hide in the veil, so I can hate crime whoever shows up alone. Mirage falls for the bait, slowing Hex ult true combo, and he's gray screen before the fight has even started. This is really good. Now we have essentially a free 6v5 if the rest of my team shows up to contest the urn. They end up deciding to drop it near their side, and around a minute later, once Mirage respawns, they pick it up again. Honestly, I should have just grouped with my team and made sure we got to pick up the urn. Our pick is invalidated since they're able to stall and keep possession of it. He rushes for the deposit point, right into my loving arms. I will ult somebody, and I will finish them off, but unfortunately, the frog lever afflicts our whole team again. Enchantress isn't enough to help me. I'm on death's door here. I start backing up, but Infernus smells blood. With full auto, I know I can easily win this 1v1, but my damage is too low without it. Luckily I have barrier when I teleport, so I'll be fine, right? And I died at the very last tick of Afterburn. Yoshi, where's my anti-damage overtime item? I took down Hazel Lash and brought Infernus low, but thanks to that affliction, the rest of my team was unable to win. The enemy can take mid uncontested, but they don't want to win, so they run urn instead. Third time's a charm, surely we can win the next fight. Unfortunately, while pushing yellow, my Bebop gets Lash ulted and killed. This is now really disadvantageous for us, and we should try to avoid fighting. I show up to try to help, but I repeatedly ping to retreat because we shouldn't fight a 5v6. Vindicta ignores my pings, however, and dies fighting them while we're all retreating. There's really nothing I think I could have done here. It was all mistakes by my teammates, and I'm not a support who can bail them out. They can do mid-boss off these death timers easily, and there's no way we can steal it. Warden has Unstoppable, and they have Lash and Infernus ult. I make a bold push for the walker, so we can have the flex slot for our base defense, knowing that most people are poor about defending while taking mid. Unfortunately, Ivy and Dynamo decide to go for this deal anyway. They obviously fail and both die. I should have pinged them not to do this, because it's definitely the wrong play, and it essentially guarantees we lose now. One man respawns, holding at W down mid, and then immediately dies. Bebop makes sure to bring the carry to the perfect range where he can also be shot to death. That leaves Vindicta and I as the only people left on our team who did not needlessly end. However, she gets hate crimed. I try to save her, but there's only so much I can do. I can't defend her base solo, and we lose the game. So, what do you think? Was I playing carry incorrectly? Please let me know in the comments. Also, if you happen to know who sent the messages from earlier, please do not send any hate their way. We're here to learn and improve, and appreciate the journey. Personally, I think I played my role correctly, and it was mostly not playing around Affliction properly that lessened the impact I would otherwise have had in the match. There were some moments I was overly passive too, and maybe should have fought even if it meant my death. However, many of the mistakes that led to us losing both the early and late game were also not related to how I played. I'm not sure that even if I had played significantly better, that we could have won. That's just how some matches are. If you enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing. I have an ongoing series about my journey to reaching Eternus, the highest rank in Deadlock. Thank you, and have a lovely day. Bye bye!